Hi, William Toti, retired Navy captain, former commanding officer of USS Indianapolis submarine, former chief executive officer of Sparton Corporation. And again, my book is From CEO to CEO, a practical guide for transitioning from military to industry leadership. I'm doing this series of podcasts to try to give you some information on what's contained in the book, to give you a better sense of whether or not this book is right for you. And today we're going to cover Chapter 5, Exploring Career Options. So let's jump right in. So I open Chapter 5 with a story of how my mother's father immigrated to America. And I'm going to save the story for the book, but the point I'm making here is that as tough as we're going to have it in our transition, it's important to put things into context. And, many Americans become Americans by giving up everything in their mother countries, family, friends, all the personal goods. And that's a huge transition. And at different points in my life, I've always come back to that and thought about, as tough as I think I have it, I don't have it anywhere near as tough as many folks who make a transition do. So this transition from active duty to industry is going to be difficult, but let's keep things in perspective. In Chapter 5, what I do is I outline 20 career options. Now, these are the kinds of jobs you might expect to encounter in industry. But I don't include and don't talk about what, one might refer to as the trades. So I don't talk about becoming an electrician or a plumber or working in Home Depot or things like that, simply because I have no experience in my background, either on active duty or in industry, that would allow me to add value. When I was 15, I had a job sweeping floors. When I was enlisted, I had a job cleaning heads, toilets. I know what that kind of work is like, but I can't really give you advice as a mature adult on what a transition into a job like that would be like. And therefore, I did not include it in my book. What I did include was things that I think you ought to know if you're going to be transitioning to a professional position. So, and by the way, I refer you back to my title, From CEO to CEO. It's those kinds of aspects that are covered in the book. Again, I'm not able to include in these podcasts a detailed explanation for each, but just so you understand what I talk about, and I go into detail for each of these, I cover the following job categories: business development, profit and loss or program management, strategy or corporate development, technology development and engineering, field support, logistics support, human resources, supply chain management, contract or subcontract management, government services or CETA support, legal and compliance for you lawyers, information technology and cybersecurity, physical security and information security, quality management, including nuclear quality management for you nukes out there, independent contracting, consulting or establishing your own limited liability corporation or LLC, finance, operations and manufacturing, continuous improvement, and finally, environmental health and safety. For each of these, I give you pros and cons. I try to talk about the ease with which you might transition into one of these jobs out of an active duty assignment. And hopefully, again, this provides perspective when you read all of these job postings that you're going to see in various websites around. So next time in Chapter 6, we're going to talk about the process for searching for a job, writing your resume, interviewing, negotiating compensation, and getting hired, all the mundane but critical things that will get you that job that you're looking for in Chapter 6, titled Getting Hired. See you next time.